Hey guys, Patch Tech Review here, and today we are looking at the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra. After owning the phone for a few weeks, I wanted to give a review on the device, and today we will look at the overall design, display, cameras on the device, battery life, storage, and lastly, if I recommend Samsung's flagship device. Let's get right to it. Oh, also make sure you hit the like button if you do like the content and consider subscribing for more tech content down the line. We'll start with the overall design. I like how Samsung kept improving on the design of the device over the S20 Ultra. It still has curved screens, which feels good in the hand and makes it easier to hold. And I like how the camera wraps into the body. The camera module on the phone is metal, but the rest of the phone is glass, front screen and back screen, but the back screen does have a nice frosted look, which gives it a nice appeal. The overall size of the phone is large and there is a good amount of weight with this phone, but with the size comes a larger display and Samsung spared no expense on it. It has a 120Hz refresh rate with adaptive refresh rate, where the refresh rates can go all the way down to 10 Hz. That means the phone won't stay at the refresh rate the entire time you use it, and it does well for the battery. In some apps, I did notice the refresh rate wasn't at the full 120 Hz, but it's not happening always, just during certain moments. The fingerprint scanner on the phone is larger, faster, and it is very accurate. I love the placement of the scanner, and it feels natural whenever you're placing your thumb on the screen to unlock it. You really don't have to think too much about it, even when the screen is off. The cameras on the S21 Ultra are simply amazing. Samsung really improved on the S20 Ultra's flaws and brought the house with this one. There is a 40 megapixel selfie camera, that's right, a 40 megapixel selfie camera on the front. And on the rear, there are 4 cameras, a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 108 megapixel ultra wide camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with an aperture of f2.4, and the 4th camera being a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with an aperture of f4.9. The photos and videos from this device look great, and I actually filmed an entire video on this phone and it turned out awesome. Pictures look great from the phone with the cameras excelling, and the phone also has up to 100 times space zoom that it surprisingly gives okay detail on images that are far away. There is a director's mode on the phone that allows you to take advantage of all of the lenses at once, and you can choose which shot you want without having to go into the menu and select a particular viewing option. The low light pictures on the phone do look great, but you do lose some of the sharpness in the pictures, but I do like this over the Apple devices. As you guys can see, this is the front facing camera from the phone. This is a 40 megapixel front facing camera. As you guys can see, it looks pretty good. Audio sounds okay, it's usable, but I would rather use an external mic whenever doing this. I do want to talk about pricing while I have you guys in this mode. I got this phone for $849 directly from Samsung as the unlocked version in the 128GB variant. The prices for these phones are going down because competition is starting to heat up right now, so Samsung really wants to push these phones out. So you can find a really good deal for these phones, so you just have to keep looking for them. And let's get back to the regular content. The S21 Ultra does have a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and it does get me through a full day of use. It is not the best battery life you can get out of a phone, but the fast charging on the phone is a major plus. It really cuts the charging time down on the device, and after a few minutes, you can actually replenish the battery just enough to help you make it through the day if you have very heavy use. You can also charge this phone wirelessly and also charge other devices wirelessly with the device, which is a very neat feature. On to storage. Unfortunately, Samsung has done away with the micro SD card for the new S21 devices, so you have to be mindful of the storage if you buy the 128GB version of the device. There is a 512GB version of the device, but I ended up getting the 128GB version. And with that, I decided to get the Google Drive for $1.99 a month. That gives me an extra 100GB of cloud storage for my photos and files, so I felt like that would suffice going down the line. The phone does have a Snapdragon 888 processor, which is the newest processor from Snapdragon. It is very snappy and allows for the best phone experience out there. Phones that are coming out down the line will have this new processor, but Samsung was the first phone to actually present this awesome snappy processor. Next, I want to talk about the security updates for the Samsung S21 Ultra. And Samsung has actually agreed to supply 4 years of security updates for their phones, which means buying this device will make sure you are secure for years down the line. I'm actually surprised by the update speeds from Samsung now, because they have been notorious for rolling out updates slowly, but they have been getting better. To wrap everything up, the S21 Ultra has set the standard for Android phones for this year. With a best-in-class display, the cameras, and the latest Snapdragon processor, I believe this phone is worth it. If you are going to buy this device, I would suggest that you go and find a good deal, because again, I got this one for $849 unlocked directly from Samsung. And I believe the price will keep going down because of the competitors that are coming out, and they are getting better and better. So Samsung wants to stay on top, so they will be lowering the price. That's it for today. So make sure you hit that like button if you did like this content, and consider subscribing for more tech content coming up. This is Patrick with Patch Tech Review. Peace.